Okay, hello everyone. My name is Haley, and today I am joined with my brother Hudson.
Hey everyone.
Welcome. Thanks for being here. So I would consider myself very young and much of a beginner in terms of knowledge of graphic design, and really the whole digital art realm is very much new to me. But you, Hudson, have been designing and honing your skills for a real long time. So I just wanted to welcome you and want you to really talk about what that looks like for you and how you've been honing your skills for the past many years. And I will say that for me personally, a lot of my inspiration comes from Hudson and the art that he creates, which is why I really want to have him here today and just talk about, really what that looks like. So just start off, why don't you introduce yourself? And then my first question, or a couple of questions for you is, what are your art mediums? And then what do you use to create your designs with?
Well, I would say that my main art medium right now is all based around digital design. I have had experiences where I've worked with printmaking and like physical mediums before, but yeah, mostly in the digital realm, doing graphic design stuff. And I have experience with, all the Adobe stuff, but I like to experiment with different things, and sometimes limitations can be really good for some interesting results. So catch me on like Pixlr and stuff like that too. But I would say also my main kind of thread, even in digital design stuff, is some kind of physical element, some kind of actual hand-drawn piece that just always feels like it completes a design for me. So it could just be like a tiny drawing, or it could be like a hand lettering that just really feels like it makes a digital design a little bit more personal for me. So you'll see a lot of that kind of stuff in my work. And then just for my own personal time, I will doodle in like notes and things like that. But I'll also, like this year, I started doing I might make like a zine at the end of the year of just like random scenes from my life that are happening and things I'm thinking about, but putting them in like comic strip form is just kind of an interesting exercise for me. So playing around with different things.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think too, having your own hand-drawn stuff just always allows for the piece to really be yours and so unique and different from any other artist that you'll ever see, because you can never create the same thing twice when it's hand-drawn. So I think that's awesome. So then, would you consider yourself an artist?
Yeah, I would consider myself an artist, though I often reject the term creative. I don't know why, and I think it has something to do with the labeling of that. I don't know if I could really get into the details of that, but artist, yeah, definitely. I think that I consider myself an artist when I'm writing as well, because I really like to write, and writing also to me sort of can be an active, I think all art can be an active of worship to God. And so if I'm just totally like in the zone and loving everything about what I'm making, then I feel so much like I'm pursuing what I'm meant for. And so that like immediately I can like give praise to God. Like I just feel like that's that feels right when I'm working on something, and it just comes together, whatever it may be. And so and I think that I'm just kind of fascinated by the way that art and faith collide in a lot of ways, like being an artist and the ways that you can imaginatively explore your faith in really interesting ways. Like there's a quote from an artist I really like, a singer-songwriter named Andy Squires, and he says in one of the lyrics to his songs, he says, speaking to God, he says, you don't give the poet answers, so the poet gives you rhyme. And I think that applies the same thing with artists. If, you feel as though you don't, in a certain season of life, feel like you can get, just kind of understand why you're going through the things that you're going through. I think you can process a lot of stuff just through making art, and also consuming art, enjoying art, watching a movie or going to see a play or listening to music.
Yeah, that's great. And that really answers my last question, which was how does your faith play into what you create, which I feel like you really already just answered that. So I'll skip to my other question, which is my final question, which is, what is one of your favorite projects that you've worked on so far?
Well, at the end of college, I made some, two quick things. So at the end of college, I made a 2-year-long project where I recreated the story of the Homer's Odyssey using printmaking techniques, and so cool. I used like every printmaking technique I could think of. Like I made marbled paper, and I did lino cuts and a wood cut, and I did poetry, and I did calligraph, all different things, and so that was just like a explosion of. And I made like a playlist of music that went with it. And so it was just like an explosion and kind of a convergence of all different types of art. And I think that that's very true of what I love to do, which is pull lots of different mediums together to create like a full experience in some ways. And so, that was really cool. And then my other one would be during Holy Week one year, I took plants from all around the local area and lay them on a copier scanner and along with some like family memorabilia, and then created almost like a still life, but not quite, using physical objects to represent each day of Holy Week. And I got to display those in a gallery, which was really, really cool to see them like huge size, not just on a screen like the size of your phone. So I would love to do more of that kind of stuff.
Awesome. I love that. I love all the projects you've done. I love obviously being here, being your sister, getting to see so many of those projects firsthand as they've been developed. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for inspiring me and inspiring hopefully whoever is listening. And thank you for being here. See you next time. Bye.